Okay, over here.
Camera and microphone at the same time. This is a question related to what you both just said. How do we light fires under people to make them act? I have never seen the level of complacency and just brain deadness as exists in this country. When you look at Greece, you look at Spain, you look at Europe, these people are acting. What is going to make the United States citizens act? Do you have any thoughts about that? Thank you.
Great question.
Oh, my name is Carol Harvey.
Thank you, Carol.
Well, you know, if you look in Southern Europe, they're really going after people with a hatchet job. I mean, it's really, really severe. That's the depression going on in Southern Europe, across the southern tier.
You're talking about Italy.
Italy, Spain, Portugal, Greece, you know.
Right.
Their austerity is being done with an axe, real quick. Here, politicians are much more clever. It's the old frog in the pot turned up the heat little by little. Austerity, American style. They're much smarter in this country on how they're going about it. They're chipping away. You know, they're not saying, let's get rid of Social Security, privatize it overnight. No, they're chipping away here and there, little by little. And that's a lot more difficult to make people realize that, you know, there is just as big a threat to these safety net programs. But again, I think the big problem, I think American people are not dumb. I think they're really pissed off. Okay? I really think the level of discontent is very deep. The problem here is no one has a vehicle to turn to express their political frustration. That's the problem. And that's the answer, I think. Somehow, that kind of movement and alternative political organization has to be created. And then I think the people would flood to it. I really do. I don't think American people are dumb or laid back or spoiled or anything. I think they look around and say, well, where can I do something? And they can't see where.
Occupy was killed. What about that?
You know how you open the paper and you see an ad about the miracle pill that's going to make you look 23 and slim? Or that's going to cure your arthritis or your hearing or whatever problem you've got? They're all bogus, and most people with common sense figure that out. And so if I sat here and said, I've got the answer to your question, I'd be selling you those same sugar pills. What I want to do is turn it around and say, ask yourself, what brought me here tonight? Why did I come here tonight? You had a reason. You were motivated. So the question then is to figure out with people what will bring them to something. Now, you may be more comfortable with coat pink sitting in somebody's office or doing something flamboyant. Or you may be more conservative, more reserved, and would rather write letters and call members of Congress. The issue isn't what's right or wrong, it's do something. Do a lot of it. And organizations like this will begin to channel that energy. ADA put a huge ground operation in play in support of progressive candidates around the country and made the difference in a number of races. Because people saw an opportunity to elect somebody they could believe in. The problem then is holding them accountable. So that's the second part of our challenge. There is no magic formula. I start by asking people, what do they care about? You know, what concerns you? What are your values? What are the things that are important to you? And then, what are you doing about it? Sometimes you have to challenge people to get off their duffs. And let's not forget also, people now are working 2 and 3 jobs, trying to cobble together a living to pay inflated prices for everything. They're exhausted. They're not going to come and sit down in front of Mayor Kwan's office in Oakland and set up a tent and stay there for 3 days or 4 weeks. So we have to find things that they are willing to do. Another thing that's highly underrated is letters to the editor. Few of them, very few of them get printed. But when the papers start getting lots of letters on some topic, more of those get printed. It may not be your letter, but it'll be somebody else's. Those of you who are writers, op-eds. Begin developing op-eds. If you can't get them published in the newspapers, put them on a blog. Put them on your Facebook page, if you've got that. Start using the tools that you're using now for other things to do political organizing.